Watch who?
Hello.
Welcome to To Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
And welcome everybody to Castle Gracht and the season 16 Doscars!
Way! The Doscars!
Here we are, everybody, at this wonderful medieval banquet we have before us. Thank you so much to Count Grendel for letting us use his castle here today. It looks very regal.
His castle? Or the castle?
Or Prince Reynard's castle, Princess Strella's castle, whoever.
Whoever's castle it is, we're in. Thanks.
Well done, everybody, for getting past all the Taran wood beasts out there to make your way to this ceremony. You've done very well. Who have we got coming through the drawbridge? Oh, there's a Shrivenzahl making his way out of the little swampy thing. We've got Vivian Fay and Amelia Rumford arm in arm. Oh, they brought some sandwiches.
Oh, they're friends again. All friends again.
We've got Garon, Unstaff, Binro. Nice little trio there.
Binro.
Oh, here come the Swampies. There's a whole lot of them. They will be playing their music tonight over in the banqueting hall. Oh, there's Lamia. She's over there. She's back. Oh, and here we have K9. He's done up gold for the occasion.
Oh, I thought it was just a bow tie, but sure he's gold.
Oh, and here we have the White Guardian and the Black Guardian. They've made friends, especially for this ceremony.
Arm in arm as well.
Oh, and of course, Marek and Princess Astra also arm in arm. There's a lot of couples here tonight, looking around the room. It's all going on.
It's a couple's night.
It's couple's night at Castle Gracht. There we are. I think that's everybody.
Lovely. Well, should we crack on with the ceremony, Mark?
Yes, yeah. I'm just saying, we are both on stage for the whole night. You don't have to go anywhere. Because we've got our robot doubles, so they can do all the roaming for us. So just wave over there, Sarah's robot android.
Android doubles, yeah.
There's your android.
Android Sarah. Mark.
Over at the drawbridge entrance, chatting to everyone. It's great, isn't it? Lamia did a couple of copies of us all, so.
Of course.
Anyway.
Won't get confusing later, but sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm not getting.
Well, it's fine. How do you tell if you've got like a swollen ankle or a?
Yeah, if I just sprain my ankle, then everyone will tell us apart. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. Right. Okay. Well, we'll get on.
I'll just crack on with that then.
Right. We'll get on with the ceremony then. We start off with Best Villain. Everybody, there are Terry Nations available over at the medieval bar this time. So everybody grab one of those and a sausage sandwich. We have, as we said, banned any citrus because of Vivian Fay and all of that allergies. Yeah. So we're all we're Cessor of Dip Plus friendly tonight. Or anyway, best villain. Speaking of which, so the nominees are the nurse from the Pirate Planet. Vivian Fay from the Stones of Blood.
I am Vivian Fay of Rose Cottage, Boscawen, and ask anyone in Boscawen, they will identify me.
Count Grendel from the Androids of Tara.
You forget, Doctor, I'm a Gracht. We never surrender.
And the Shadow from the Armageddon Factor.
Princess Astra, you hear me?
We've had loads of like human villains because we didn't have many monsters.
Lots to choose from.
We talked about Graf in Decay. We talked about the Captain from the Pirate Planet. We did have Lamia. We talked about Lamia. We talked about Thorn from the Power of Kroll and the Marshal. But the four that we had will really stand out, I think, because we love that twist with the nurse.
The reason we went for nurse over captain or anyone else was because actually the nurse was the nurse slash real name, but we've referred to them as
Queen
nurse.
Xanxia. I only didn't say Queen Xanxia because I wasn't sure if I pronounced it right.
A, was a really great twist, and B, they were the one in charge all along, you know? They were really controlling the whole situation. What a power move.
Yeah, it was a really good, well, bad scheme, but also the way that it was done, that she was just hanging around in the background for like the first episode, and you didn't really even notice her. She was just sort of like an extra in the background, and then suddenly she comes right to the front and she's the main villain. We really enjoyed that. Vivian Faye, I thought was brilliant. Again, very similar though, because she starts off, you think she's friendly, having, you know, in her cottage with Amelia and everything, and then turns completely into this alien villainess that's done all these crimes. And then Grendel, proper baddie, because he didn't care about...
Yeah, oh, yeah. Grendel, the whole time, is just trying to get what he wants. Again, he starts off with Romana, very like, you're wondering who he is, but even from the start, you're like, who is he? And it's very clear that he's the villain, and he plays that the whole way through, right until the end. There's no change, there's no shocker, and he's brilliant at that part.
And you wanted the Shadow a bit more than me.
Well, it was between his Shadow. Who was it between Shadow and...
Well, maybe the Captain.
Who did
maybe
you
I
have?
would have maybe said the Captain, but...
Oh, that was it. And I said the reason for the Shadow... We both were like, Shadow and Captain were the ones we had also both had, but you'd put the Captain and I'd put the Shadow, but we both said like we'd ummed and ahed about them. And I said the reason I didn't for the Captain over the Shadow is because the Captain is under the nurse's command more, whereas the Shadow is trying to do bad throughout. And there was a real sense of threat and danger. Like, as a character, I felt that there was more of a... In each episode, the threat and the danger element felt real from that character.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he was maybe a little bit of a Panto-y villain, if we did have a Panto villain this season. We didn't have Thorn from The Power of Kroll, who was the baddie guy. He was pretty bad, but he didn't make an impression on us. And that's why he's not there. You've got to be a good character and make a good impression on us as well to get a Doscar.
Exactly.
So
the judges are you and me. So I mean, if it doesn't appeal to you and me, it ain't getting a nomination. Sorry, guys.
So Thorn may be in people's books as like, oh, he's a proper baddie, but we didn't care for him, so that's why he's not there. Sorry, Thorn. There we go. There's the Kroll crew over there. Ooh, ooh.
Booing at us.
Okay, would you like to announce the winner then?
And the winner is the nurse.
Yay! Really close, really close.
Yeah, great character though. Just great twist. Really memorable. And as like when we talked about it, for me, it was more the scale of what they were doing, which was consuming planets and like billions and billions of life for the life of one. Like, it was like vast and huge, you know. And we'd not had anything like that before. That was like, and I love that it was a woman as well. Like, there was so much to love about that.
And she wasn't like over the top, and she wasn't really like, they didn't get like this, I don't know, sort of a character that you would expect to play a villain. She seemed quite timid actually, in the way she acted and just the way she sort of presented herself. She was sort of quite quiet, but then when she said those sort of orders and stuff, it was cutting, and you listened to her, but it wasn't necessarily just to... Do you see what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Just the way it was played. No?
Yeah.
What?
I do. You're like so out of sync.
Am I?
Yeah. Like you're a good like 10 seconds out of sync. So you're talking to date, but your movement's like 10 seconds out.
Okay. Oh, it's fine this end. We'll carry on.
You're really out of sync, so it's just quite amusing to watch.
Technical
Sorry.
difficulties, everybody. Who have we got? Mr. Fibuli. Mr. Fibuli, can you sort out our broadcasting, please?
Oh, it's not Mark Attersink. Sorry, it's the thing you stepped in instead.
My clone, yeah, my clone. Okay, well, Mr. Fibuli will have a
Told
look.
you this would
He'll have a
happen.
look at the systems for us, and
Sorry, I was just fascinated listening to you, but watching you do completely different things.
well, we shall carry on, and hopefully things will sort themselves out, and we'll be able to hear each other. Okay, next category is best monster, and we only really have a few to choose from, and they are the Shrivenzal from the Rebus operation, the Ogre from the Stones of Blood,
What's that? Too late!
the Taran Woodbeast from the Androids of Tara, and Kroll from the Power of Kroll. Right, well, there wasn't many monsters in this whole season, so there's literally nothing else. If anybody else can think of anyone, let us know, but we only had those 4.
Yeah, we really struggled here. I think we went through every episode trying to think of monsters, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, I just thought, did you invite Kroll to the Doscars?
No. I thought you thought of another monster.
I forgot to invite Kroll. Oh, no.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm just saying, I forgot to invite Kroll, everyone. Well, he wouldn't have fitted into the thing anyway, really.
Into the...
No.
Yeah, there's no water around.
So,
Not really, it's a bit of a lake. But...
Shrivenzal was only in like 1 episode, really, 2 episodes. The Ogre were quite... Well, they were just stones at the end of the day, in terms of what... But they probably had the most impact in terms of the story that they were in. They did quite a lot. They were the big threat, in a way, working for Vivian Faye. It's just so odd, isn't it? Just these random stones going around, but it worked.
Oh, yeah, it was really effective.
Less effective was the Taran Woodbeast.
Yeah, we weren't fans of that, really, but we really struggled to find monsters full stop for this.
And then Kroll, you said, was just a head with tentacles.
Looked good and effective. It did the part.
Big part of the story, but that overall story, we weren't that bothered about it. It's not like we were like, yay, Kroll, it's really exciting.
I found the story quite difficult, so yeah.
Well, none of them were like prawn bad.
No, not at all, not this season.
Not even
no.
the Taran Woodbeast, actually, considering. You would have thought I would have had a rant about that, but because the story was really good, it didn't matter.
No, exactly. Like, how good the season's been, that there are very few bad moments. And even when there are bad moments, it's so minimal. I mean, it's not like they're a major element to that story. They appear right at the start, they get shot, and then you never see them again. Like, it's so minor.
Yeah, if it was a story like they were all Taran Woodbeasts everywhere, like...
Yeah, exactly. If it wasn't clones, it was Taran Woodbeast, we might have a different conversation, but it's not.
Okay, well, we are very excited to find out who has won. So here is the envelope.
And the winner is the Ogre.
Hey! There they are. Here they are, making their way up to the stage somehow.
Up they come. Slowly. Well, they sort of glide, don't they, the Ogre? They don't like...
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen how they actually go along the floor. But anyway.
I don't think they have feet. I think they just...
Here they are.
Glide
Here they are,
along.
sliding up. Don't touch them. Don't touch them. I am sorry if I did pronounce you wrong earlier. Ogre.
You said, I don't know what you said. I mean, it was cutting out, so I just got about a word of it, but whatever you said didn't sound right.
Okay, well, there they are. We know who's won. The Stones. Here they all are. The Stones. We're surrounded by stones. There we are. They're off to have a drink at the bar. And then reform in the circle.
Makes sense.
Next, my favourite supporting character.
Lots to choose from this season.
Loads. And the nominees are Binro from the Rebus operation.
I know what it's like when every man's hand is against you.
Professor Amelia Rumford from the Stones of Blood.
Said that you cannot travel in space faster than the speed of light, because the speed of light is a limiting factor. If you traveled more than 180,000 miles per second, you'd encounter the time distortion effect.
Prince Reinhardt from the Androids of Tara.
Tomorrow, at the appropriate hour, fixed by the astrologers, in the great coronation room of the Palace of Tara, I am to be crowned king.
And Drax from the Armageddon Factor.
Hello, Feet. How you been, boy?
I mean, loads to choose from. We talked about Garen, Unstaff, the Seeker, Mr. Fibuli, Merrick, Astra, Prelix, Strela.
Yeah.
But these ones stood out.
But these ones, and we agreed, didn't we? Like, we both had identical. I don't think there was any that we were like, oh, no, we were identical in this. So these obviously felt like the strongest four for us.
Well, Binro, I knew you were going to put Binro because you like that whole storyline of Binro. And it, like, if you talk about a character for quite a while, then you're going to remember them and they're going to come back. And Binro came up a few times. So I knew he was going to be there. Yeah. And same with Amelia. We talked about Amelia loads.
We talked Amelia so much. But Amelia was such a good character.
You're never going to forget her.
Amelia is with, like, what's her name? With a ball.
Miss Hawthorne.
Miss Hawthorne,
yeah,
yes.
She's definitely
like,
one of those.
Absolutely brilliant character.
Prince Reinhardt, I mean, he was a good character in his story.
Interestingly, I mean, there's two versions of him, isn't there? And I enjoyed both for different reasons. I enjoyed Android version of Prince Reinhardt that doesn't do much, but actually added some sort of comical value in its lack of doing anything. And then there's the Prince Reinhardt that's like trying to do the right thing, like is injured and like trying to move things along and trying to do good. And from the start was on the side of the Doctor. Just I thought it was a great character.
And there they are up in the royal box. There's Reinhardt and Strela. Give us a wave. There they are. Oh, and there's their doubles down at the bar. Give us a wave. They're everywhere. Right. And then you really like Drax in the Armageddon Factor. He sort of invigorated the story towards the end.
He did, yeah. He was a great addition at that point. It's not something I saw coming either. Like, a new character addition at that point is not something I anticipated. And particularly, like, such a larger-than-life character into the story, which is what Drax was. Like, his whole character was very, like, well, the Cockney geezer. It's like, was in jail for a few years and now has a Cockney accent. And, like, it was just not what I was expecting. And I was like, it was the energy that I needed for a six-parter.
Yeah, you don't expect you've got this sci-fi story about nuclear war, and then the last thing you expect is like a Cockney Time Lord wheeler dealer guy at the end.
And help them. Like, he just helped move them along. So,
and you didn't want like Astra or someone like that because you weren't fond of her. No, she's definite no. Well, let's find out who has won.
And the winner of Best Supporting Character is Amelia.
Yes. Oh, of course. It had to be. I mean, we wanted her to be a companion. I mean...
Oh, yeah, she'd have been a great companion.
She just took everything, like, in her stride. She just got on with it. She was chatting away to everybody. Really memorable. And we're going to talk about her again. And that's what makes a good supporting character. One helps the story along and was, like, essential for the story. I cannot imagine that story without her. And also that we're going to remember and talk about, like Miss Hawthorne. So yes, there she is. There's Amelia. Having a wonderful time over there at the back with the medieval folk. Oh, and there she is with K9 as well. Having a great time with K9. It worked with K9 really well. Right, okay, that's 3 down.
7 to go.
6 to go.
Oh, 6 to go. There's 10, isn't there?
Oh yeah, sorry, there is. Yeah. Anyway, next category. What should we do now? Oh, let's do best story.
Best story.
Yeah, so we had to get rid of 2 from the 6, and the 4 nominees are the Pirate Planet, the Stones of Blood.
Earth?
Well, I thought you'd be pleased.
I might have guessed your favourite planet.
How do you know that?
Oh, everybody knows that.
Tell everybody that.
The Androids of Tara.
Look,
Isaac,
we
what?
haven't got time for you to practice anything. We've got to find the 4th segment.
You'll find it. I'm taking the day off.
The day off?
Yes.
And the Armageddon Factor.
Doctor, release the key to me immediately!
Unable to distinguish between the White Guardian and the Black.
Now, I think people are going to be really surprised that the 6-parter was nominated.
Yeah.
It's not got a great reputation. And I think the first one, the Rebus Operation, that's not there, has a better fan reputation. And I was so surprised that you liked that last story.
I think you were surprised you liked that last story as well.
Yeah, I think everyone is surprised how well that went down. I just really enjoyed it this time, and it didn't drag.
It didn't
like some
drag.
6
There
parts.
weren't many parts that I thought like needed cutting. The only disappointing part about it was the end.
That was that just because of the build-up of the
Yeah,
whole
it's a
season.
build-up of a season. The story itself, isolated, I really enjoyed. If I take out those last like 4 minutes, which is all they devoted probably to like an entire season story arc, it would just be a great story. And there was nothing that I felt needed cutting. Like I said, people were added at times when things normally dip. We had new characters put in that you weren't expecting. And, you know, we're in different places. We talked about the set, I remember at the time, potentially being cheap, but because the story was strong, you didn't feel it. It didn't bring you to that. It was just really good. I didn't, like I said, my only sort of weak point with that was, what's her name? But in the scheme of things, Astra, but I could deal with that.
Well, there's always got to be something.
Exactly.
But she was quite funny though. I liked all the characters there, and yeah, I would really recommend people to try Armageddon Factor again if you think, oh, that's not really one that I've enjoyed before. Because I was expecting, the beige cheapness of some of the other ones that we've had previously, but it was not like that at all. And also, because we're so used now to Dr. Romana and K9, they're really working well together in this story.
And we got like bad K9 in this. We got like there was just so many different elements. You know, we had a lot more of Romana by herself, but in like in a completely different way. Like when the Doctor is kidnapped really early on, it's a completely different parallel to what we've had so far. With like Romana really has to figure this out and stuff, and it was just really strong. It happened at a point where the strengths of those 3 were really there at the front. Like we knew who these characters were, and even in new situations, it was great to see how they worked and reacted to it.
Yeah, and I forgot to say, I think at the time, it's written by the people that invented K9, so maybe that's why K9 has a lot to do.
Oh, maybe,
and
yeah.
That also means it's written by the people that wrote the prawn story.
And I love the prawn story one. I love that story. You don't like the prawn, but I love that story.
I know. I've just realised that. Well, it's the production. If that prawn... Anyway, I'm not going to go on about the prawn again. That's a couple of seasons ago. So, would you like to announce the winner?
And the winner of Best Story is The Stones of Blood.
Yay! Well, that had everything. Again, it had Amelia.
Yeah. It was a really good, compact story. And actually, it felt almost like 2 different stories.
A bit like the prawn, a bit like Invisible Enemy, where they went up to the hospital, like you said. And I liked it. We had it sort of set on Earth. It wasn't too spacey, but when we went spacey, it was still interesting. And you had the Earth characters and the alien villains and the monster. Yeah, it was a bit of everything. Yeah, people really like this story as well. It's got a little bit of the sort of Demons, Miss Hawthorne-y vibe, like we said as well, in that sort of...
Yeah, it's just got a lot going for it. And it goes somewhere that you just don't expect. But like if you ride in it, you're like with it. And it's great. I really, really enjoyed it.
Cool. There we go. Winner. Right.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Got Okay, this moves on to the icon of the season. So that is for somebody or something that has influenced the season as a whole, for good or for worse. Now we have a few nominees. Well, did we decide in the end?
Who our nominees were or who won?
Who won?
Yeah. We went through all of them and decided, love.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't write all these down.
We literally, it was like the easiest decisions we've ever made.
So we don't do the nominees for this one. We just announce it.
Yeah.
So, and then we talk about it. So, so everybody, here we go. We are now going to announce the icon of season 16.
And the icon of season 16 is Romana.
Yes. Oh, I mean, it had to be.
Yeah.
It absolutely had to be. I wasn't sure how you were going to find her to begin with, because she's definitely changed her character a little bit as she's got used to going out there and meeting different people and going to different places. She started off very studious of this Time Lord that doesn't really know the world.
But that was quite fun to see develop as well. It felt like a story in itself, seeing her develop. It felt, which was fun. It was fun to see.
Because by the time at the end of the Armageddon Factor, like I said, I was like, she could be totally a female Doctor. I'd definitely watch that.
Yeah, she's like a completely different character by then.
And she's a very interesting character, completely different to Leela. And I'm so glad she made that impression in that first story on you straight away.
Great clothes. Great clothes options.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Probably the best clothes that we've had in Doctor Who so far.
Strong statement.
I think so. She is. So she is an icon of the season and a fashion icon as well.
Well, we'll see when we get to the fashion.
I think everyone's going to agree with that. The only other things that we talked about, just so everyone knows, the actual key to time, obviously.
Yeah, we did talk about the key to time, and Mark also mentioned the
Tracer.
I was like, no.
Well, they're both in every story.
I know. I was like, no. I'll give you the keys. I won't give you the tracer.
It's going to be weird them not searching for something or getting that tracer out.
I know.
I'm so used to it. They should find something every story.
I just feel like it's Harry Potter's wand coming out or something. I just know.
Okay, next category is a listener demanded best outfit.
You wanted to do something different here, am I right?
Well, yeah, I'm just about to say.
All right.
No, I was literally about to announce it. And
I was like, are you doing something different, Mark?
So please go over to, I think our doubles are over there. Our Android doubles are down there at the Doscars catwalk. Can you feel
Ooh. Ooh.
Right. So please welcome our first nominee, Romana in her Stones of Blood outfit, Burberry hat, salmon ensemble, and heels.
Well, how do I look?
Glamming it in the mud, love.
Ravishing.
Work it, girl. I'm trying to think. I've been at a Drag Race for a while since it left Netflix.
Okay, number 2 is Vivian Faye in her feathery Caliac outfit.
I used to be a brown owl.
Here she is with skull, mask, feathers head to toe.
She can beam me up.
She's a space bitch. No. Next up, we have Romana in her purple Androids of Tara outfit.
According to our records, it's what everyone on Tara's wearing this year. Isn't that right, K9?
Purple rain, don't you know it?
Tara? I don't even know her. Is that a tracer in her pocket, or is she just pleased to see me? And finally, it's Romana again in her white wedding Armageddon Factor outfit. It's a good day for a white guardian. There we go. There are all our nominees on the catwalk. We've got 2 robot Romanas and a real one, and Vivian Faye.
Of course.
Brilliant. I mean, of course it had to be Romana's because she has had a different outfit every single time. Quite unusual, actually. You know, like Leela was just in her things the whole time.
Oh, budget cuts went out.
Yeah, and we did see the wardrobe this season. We love seeing the wardrobe.
I love seeing the wardrobe. Anything with the wardrobe. Anything that involves seeing more of the TARDIS we're fans of. So, yeah, bring it.
Yeah, really good. And yeah, there wasn't really anybody else that stood out because, I mean, we talked about other people that we met. There wasn't really anybody, you know, like it was either like the Mentiads that were all in just like yellow, like cloth things. Swampies didn't really even wear much. Like everyone else in the Armageddon Factor and stuff there were just like uniforms and things, weren't they? There wasn't really anything that was like, wow, that's a really cool outfit, apart from Romana. So, and obviously
Romana.
Well, and Vivian Faye, just because of all her feathers and stuff, it was like
Vivian Faye looks fab. That outfit was brilliant.
And actually, she had 3 outfits, didn't she? Vivian Faye. She had that pink trouser suit thing, she had her feathers, and she was all in silver in space. So I think that story has more outfit changes than, because Romana has 2 in that as well. It's quite unusual. Would you like to announce the winner?
Yes. And the winner of Best Outfit is Vivian Faye.
Yeah, there she is.
I don't even need to break it down as it's one outfit compared to the other one that was 3.
I mean, as the Cadillac, she ruled over history with her feathers and her skull thing. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. A complete transformation. We didn't know it was going to be her. She can hide in the bushes with those feathers any day. Absolutely brilliant. There we are. Here she comes for the crown of best outfit.
Brilliant outfit.
There we go. There we are. I like the catwalk thing. We're going to do that every time.
I'm going to start watching Drag Race again somehow. Now it's not on Netflix. I don't watch it much. And I haven't watched much of the BBC one.
I went on Netflix to watch some like older ones, and they'd all disappeared. Couldn't believe it.
Because I can't remember where it is now, but you can get it on Hulu. Tell a lie, I did spot it the other day. I spotted 3 seasons of All Stars, and that's all there pretty much is, because that was made for Netflix. That's it. All the other Drag Race is gone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I wanted to go like right back, and there just wasn't anything. Yeah, it's a shame. Right, okay, so we have got only 3 categories left to go.
Excellent.
You're really happy. Yeah, it's a bit... Well, it's not as cold as where we were last time. Where were we at the last Oscars? Can't remember now. But this castle here is a bit...
Yeah, I'm not as grumpy as I was last time, so that's good.
No. For anybody on their way out, Binro will be making predictions for donations, so he'll be ready on the door, just to let you know.
I couldn't do like an actual Oscars, I don't think, where they're like 2.5, 3 hours long. I couldn't sit there like that whole thing.
Well, no, I don't think our Doscars would be that long.
I wouldn't let it.
Well, it depends what the after party's like.
That's fine. That's a different thing, you know? I mean, we were talking about this. I'm all for like, I just want to know who's won, and if I remember who's won after our own talks. But like sometimes that's a surprise to me. But like, I forget. But like, Mark enjoys all the interludes in between, and I have to be like, shut up, I want to know who's next. Mark likes to take it all in. I'm like, come on. Tell me who's won.
You want to see what's going on. You want to wave to the Seeker over there. You want to say hello to Binro, don't you? And Mr. Fibuli. You want to have a drink and just, create
I'm
the
like,
atmosphere.
when I watch the award ceremonies, the bits they do before they actually say who's nominated or before who's won is the most annoying part ever. And I'm like, it's like 10 minutes of faff. And I'm like, it's not about you. It's about these people. These people here. right now that are up for nomination. This is their moment.
Well, it is, yeah, but then everyone else from the season is here to support them, like give them a wave. And, this is like the real variety of performance this time because we've got the Prince and Princess of Castle Gracht here to watch.
Sure.
This is a very regal. We haven't been regal before.
Have we not? We've never had royalty before. That's a bold statement to make, Mark. Are you sure?
No, well, we're going to have royalty. Princess Estrella and Prince Reynard are now going to have a box at every single Doscars from now on.
Like put a box into all this. Okay.
Or
anyway.
actually, or the real king and queen will be here. Altos and Sabitha should be here every single time.
Yeah. Come on.
All right. Okay. So best regular, really quick one. This one. So we've just got 3 to choose from: the Doctor, Romana, and K9. And they have been really good. Even though, K9, what's it? His 3rd season now. I feel like this season he's been used the best so far in everything that he's done. I don't know if it's to do with getting the key or I don't know. He just seems to be really useful. And
I feel like they know how to write for him now.
Because I think before last season he was just he was more of a weapon than ever before, and he does that a bit. I mean, he shoots the parrot and the ogre and all that stuff in this one, but he also does quite a lot with the Mentiads. He went off and did stuff. I can't even remember her name now. He went over those Welsh hills, didn't he? And then with Amelia, he helped her build that thing to get the Doctor and Romana back from hyperspace. And he went bad in the Armageddon Factor and then talked to that computer in the Armageddon Factor. We had a whole minute of just bleeping we watched, or maybe 5 minutes of bleeping of K9. And we still loved it.
Yeah, K9's been... I feel like now they really know how to write for K9. And this was the season where he didn't just feel like, and now we've got to add that character in. He really felt like part of... Even the one, when he wasn't in it, it was a missed presence. I think that's why, as a story as well, it felt a bit weaker. I mean, Romana, as we've already talked about, was great as well. Romana's been really strong. Really good first season.
And the relationship with the Doctor and Romana is less grumpy, I feel, than it was with Leela.
Yeah. And just, it's much more pleasant.
He hasn't really changed that much, but I just think having Romana there as a sort of almost equal in intelligence but not streetwise, is a really good mix, I think. Because then they can talk all science, she can fly the TARDIS and do all sorts of different things and go off and do technical things, but she still needs that help from the Doctor because she doesn't really know. Unless she might trust somebody that might be dodgy, that's really obviously dodgy, but she doesn't necessarily, or she'll just blurt out, "We're looking for the key to time, we're Time Lords," or something, where you probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, really good. I really like this lot. But who has
and
won?
The Doctor, it's a really strong season for the Doctor as well. Doctor's been strong throughout. Should we say who's won? And the winner of Best Regular is K9.
Yay! Ooh, there we are. He got done up in gold for something.
For a reason.
Yeah. Here he is, trundling on away. He might take a bit of time. He does take a while. Yeah, really good for K9. Did we even consider K9?
Really strong season for K9.
Yeah, we didn't really even... I don't know, I feel like I didn't really notice him as much before.
They realise all the potentials that sort of character can bring, rather than just, it's a robot, and that be that.
Yeah.
And, they thought beyond that, and that's what was most exciting, I think, about K9's appearance in this season.
Right, we've got 3 more categories left. Missed one out. So the next category is Best Cliffhanger. So we've got 3 nominees for this one, and they are The Stones of Blood, Part 1, Romana falling off the cliff. The Androids of Tara, Part 2, the Doctor whacking the robot over the head. And the Armageddon factor part, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's when the Marshal is pressing the missile launch to the planet, which I cannot remember the name of right now, and everyone's probably screaming it right now. But everyone knows what I mean. The Marshal launching the missile. Oh, and there is another one as well, because I can't read my own writing. When at the part 4 or 5 of Armageddon Factor, when Drax is shrinking the Doctor by accident. Okay, that was the worst announcement of nominees ever, but everybody knows what I mean. So we thought, or when we discussed this, we thought there were like loads of really good, interesting cliffhangers, but when we actually came down to it, there wasn't actually that many.
No, we went through every story, and
they're all fairly standard, like, oh, someone's in danger or something, but there wasn't those big twists.
But these ones are strong. These ones are strong cliffhangers,
So Romana falling off the cliff was really interesting. Well, it was her first big scream, because she's not like a screamy Victoria or something like that. So when she does scream, you really know that there's proper danger. And fair enough, she got pushed off a massive cliff, just hanging on for like an hour. So that's fine. That's acceptable. And it was the Doctor supposedly that pushed her off as well, which is a good twist to that.
Yeah, because we don't see who does it, do we? But like she did.
And then the Androids of Tara one, where you've got that slow build up. It's like the coronation, and she walks through, and it's Strella, and because of everything going on, you think, oh, is that Romana being forced to do it? And so she's standing there saying her speech really silently, and the Doctor just, no, whack. I mean, shock value. I remember watching that the very first time.
Very first time.
And I was like, oh my God, I did not see that coming. That was just like, wow. The missile launch, it's a bit of a different kind of one, because you like that because it was like building on what had come before, and the Marshal is out there, and then the shrinking as well with Drax. Again, you love a Planet of Giants moment, so is that why it's there? Shrinking, people shrinking.
Well, again, we were looking at cliffhangers, and it's just the doors open and that happens, and it's just like the wrong time, and you're like, no. It was a really good cliffhanger to like, when, and also it was a moment where I thought like, oh my gosh, was Drax doing this on purpose? Even when Drax shakes himself after, you're like, so I'm like, oh my gosh, was Drax like bad all along? And then Drax is like, oh, we've done it. He's like, what have you done? It was great.
The winner, who's going to have that memorable moment? Would you like to announce?
Yes. And the winner of Best Cliffhanger is Dr. Whacking Romana with a stick.
Yay! I thought you were going to be like, which episode is it? The Androids of Tara Part 2. It has to be. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just for that shock moment. It's a shock cliffhanger. I love a freeze frame or a shock moment like that, where it's like really quick.
You love a freeze frame, don't you?
I know, they don't do them anymore. It was that one director that doesn't do them anymore, so he's not around. I don't really think we get any freeze frames ever again, apart from that season. That would have been a good freeze frame, though. No! And he's like mid-air, just about to like whack Strella. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe that's a bit too violent, actually. But yeah, you don't know what's happened, really, because you don't really see it either.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's all sort of like the confusion of like what's going on. So
what's happened? Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Now we only have 2 categories left. So we'll go straight onto it because we've got to get out the castle bar tonight, haven't we? So it's worst moment. Now it was a very good, strong season, like we've said, but we did find a few issues to nominate, and they are. The Power of Kroll cliffhanger with Romana's screaming at the man in the costume. Romana being captured a lot in the Androids of Tara, like back and forth on the horse.
Why did you do that?
because he's got Romana. Look!
Stop! Let me go! Doctor!
Princess Astra being a bit wet.
Wet.
In the Armageddon factor.
My destiny is here. In this place. Not on Atrios. Not on Zeos.
And the conclusion of the whole season.
Key to time, I command you. Could I ask you something, sir?
Yes, Doctor?
It's just that, well, the key's already assembled, sir. I mean, couldn't you restore the balances now?
So there's our 4 nominees. So I'll just explain that last one, because we felt, like we said, the whole build-up to the getting the key to time and everything, and then they just have to scatter it out again. And there wasn't really much of a sort of...
There was just no build-up. And it was all just done on a screen, and then they were gone. I don't know. I would have wanted them to meet face-to-face and something happen, or I don't know. You just think it was a whole season build-up, and it was like, what, 5 minutes? Not even that.
I was always disappointed because throughout this, the White Guardian's like, beware the Black Guardian. And we had a few conversations throughout the whole season that it came up, beware the Black Guardian. And then you never get that face-to-face. He just turns up on a screen. And so it's just that sort of, a bit of a damp moment. What was it? Dampener on the whole build-up that you've been looking forward to. So that's that. The end of the Power of Kroll, that cliffhanger, you just thought it wasn't very convincing that Romana was screaming. Like we've said about her falling off the cliff
It was a really bad scream, yeah. I was like, I didn't even think she was captured. I thought she was making it up.
Yeah, so that was a bit
Just
of a moment. And also...
But, I mean, we are nitpicking at this point because it's hard. It's been a really strong season.
The weaker moment on Androids of Tara was just... Romana just back and forth. There was that moment where she takes all that time, she escapes on the horse and everything, has one conversation with the doctor, and then suddenly Grendel's got her back on a horse and she's been taken away again towards the end of the story. It was just a bit like, how did she get captured so much in that story? So
I know, yeah.
And that just made the story a little bit more weak than, because there was all that back and forth, and we don't really like a lot of that back and forth captured stuff. And then Princess Astra as well. You just didn't really like her.
The whole story arc for her quite wet. Like,
she was too eager to be a stone.
I just found the whole thing, like, I said, like, yeah, I just found it, yeah, I couldn't work out what she was trying to be. And then she was just like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be a stone. I'm a stone now. I was like, oh my God, that's so wet. There's not even any fire to it. You know, like, you could be saving your whole planet. You're like, no way, I'm supposed to be a stone. Okay. It's just, yeah.
Okay. Well, who has won worst moment? I mean, it's a tough one because nothing was that bad.
It is a tough one, yes. But there has to be a winner of the worst moment. And the worst moment winner is the end of the season.
Ooh, I'm never sure to go yay or boo on these ones.
It exists. I mean, yeah, it was just so rushed, and it was just such a shame for such a massive build up that so little thought was put for it. It was as big in terms of like the arc as if the Doctor was regenerating. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a massive... You plot this out at the start, and you've got 6 episodes as well at the end. It's not like it's a 4-parter where you're really short on time. Like, there's 6 episodes on this.
You could have taken some of
rushed.
K9 doing circles in that computer room for like 5 minutes. I mean, they have hired an actor to play the Black Guardian who's in it for like a few minutes. Just use him a bit more. Have him maybe pop up.
They obviously did all the filming at the start. Somehow, and like, that was that. But anyway, that was just a shame. Should we go on to the highlight of the night?
Oh, it's always a highlight, isn't it? The final award. That person that is going to be in the ranks of our hero award.
And also Ian Chesterton.
Yeah, and a shout out again to Lucas, who's put pictures on our Doscars wiki so we can easily identify everybody straight away. And who has been doing a great job of keeping track of everything for us.
Thank you so much.
Right, and the nominees are Binro for his personal sacrifice for the pursuit of the truth in the Rebus operation.
Have you ever looked up at the sky at night and seen those little lights?
Professor Rumford getting involved in the adventure and fighting the ogre in the Stones of Blood.
Doctor! What is it? What is it?
In the cause of science, I think it's our duty to capture that creature.
Dageen trying to stop the missile being fired in the Power of Kroll.
Get back.
You can't do it, Thorn!
Come to the boat, what will I say? I'll kill you.
Then kill me, but you're not going to kill the others!
And Merak in his pursuit of saving Astra in the Armageddon Factor.
Come on, Merak, get inside. No, quick, get inside.
No, I'm staying here.
What? I'm staying here to look for Astra.
What about the shadow? Astra!
No.
Bit of a mixed bunch, and literally like the guy from the Power of Kroll that we never even mentioned in our episode at all. But looking back, it was a brave moment.
That's a brave moment. Do you want to say the winner, Mark, and we could discuss it?
Oh, okay, yes. Well, our coffee members have decided who is going to be in that Hall of Fame with Ian and everybody else, and Charlie the Barman, etc. Okay, so...
Always remember. You mocked it, but Charlie the Barman is the one person we always remember.
The winner is... I was just getting my... K9's just giving me a readout. The winner of the Sir Ian Chesterton Heroic Moment Award for Season 16 is... Amelia!
Hey!
Yes, Professor Rumford, for just getting involved and fighting the ogre. And it's a great award because it fits perfectly for what we always say for these heroes. It's your everyday person that has to step up and get involved.
Yeah.
And okay, let's just discuss the others a minute. So Binro, that was a brilliant standout moment from the season where you find out about him. He's not even part of the main plot or anything. He just turns up and you just find out all about his life and what's happened to him and how this world works, and that he's always stood up for his beliefs. So that's why he was a hero of his time, of his beliefs, and I think he sort of does help. Does he sacrifice himself? He sort of he gets killed anyway, doesn't he?
Kind of does in the end. Yeah, he gets killed, yeah. But he sacrifices his personal status for what he believes. Because they all think he's crazy, don't they?
Yeah, that's what it is. So he had to be there. Dageen, or whatever he is, I don't know, or whoever he is, in the Power of Kroll, only because he was sort of like the goody one out of those guys, and he didn't want that missile to be launched, and then Thingy got shot him and stuff. So that a great heroic moment. He was like, I need to sort of help save everyone. I don't think anyone's that particularly bothered about him, but we had to have somebody else, so he's there. And then Merak we put in, probably not the most heroic of everybody that we've ever had, but he really did want to save Astra and talked about her a lot in 6 episodes.
Yes. I mean, considering he's just a medic, he goes very much out of his way and to a different planet to try and save her. And so we recognise that.
Yeah. But I think Professor Rumford definitely deserves it. Listener Andy said she's definitely a woman of who. And oh yeah, absolutely she is, isn't she? Definitely up there as a woman of who. Yeah, she's there with Miss Hawthorne and everybody else that we've had. So yeah, thanks everybody for voting on that one.
I feel like there needs to be some like their picture then slowly goes up on a wall while someone sings at some really slow song they're the greatest of them all, they're the Doscars winner all, something like that.
Well, I think if you'll see over there's a nice tapestry that Strella hand-stitched of Amelia Rumford to go on the wall. She's been stitching all of our winners in this medieval tapestry that's going to stay up.
Really quickly on it, apparently.
Well, she's an android. She can do extra fast stitching. She's been stitching and bitching, yeah. Well, this whole Doscars has been going on.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
It was a really good season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now it's 17.
Oh
what are you hoping for?
Season. I say it every season, but fucking hell. And also, we're still only on the 4th Doctor?
Yes. So
Like,
12,
we're on the
13, 14,
17th
15,
season?
So this will be his 6th year.
Like, that's nuts. Considering how many there are, we're on the 17th season and we're still only on the 4th Doctor. Like, it's crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, like, there are two things that I can't, like, put into scale for myself. But anyway, yeah. I don't know what to expect at all, but I'm sure it will be fun.
Well, yeah, we will see you all for season 17, and it's Destiny of the Daleks. Good old Terry Nation is back.
Yeah. And thank you again to all our coffee members, not just for voting, for their continued support.
Yes, thank you very much. And yeah, we love hearing your comments and everything. And yeah, let's go. We better get out of here because the Taran would-beasts are surrounding us. We need to get out safely. So we'll sort all of that out. And thank you very much to Count Grendel. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the party is in that little hut, that Lamia got shot outside of. The party's going on in there later, everyone. So we're all going to head over there. Right. So we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
To watch who?